Alright guys, this is going to be just a very quick and dirty tutorial on combat descanning and probing. So when you first jump into a wormhole, your descan is going to refresh and you're going to see any ships that are in space. Now what we've done is we've dropped some level depots around and named them as practice targets. So we jump in, right away our descan refreshes and we see, ooh, there's a coveter and an epithal. Now let's target the epithal first. We know he's going to be at a planet. So let's switch to our GTFO tab. Let's narrow down to 5 degrees. And we can just do this. We can hold down V, start clicking on planets until we see where he is. Oh, that's too far away. So we got him here. We're going to warp. While we're in warp, we're going to pre-click our weapons. I want to scram him as soon as I land on him. Switch to PvP. And he would have showed up in my, there we go. And I would instantly land, and because I pre-clicked everything, all I gotta do is click on him in my overview. And it will start firing. It'll scram him and start firing immediately. So now let's go back to our starting spot. So we just jumped in and we tackled an epithal right away. Okay. So we'll go back to our starting spot. We'll do another scan. Alright, so we've jumped in. Oh, PvP. We've jumped in and we see a coveter. Now, there's no ore anomalies in our thing, let's say. So we know he's at our moon. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our GTFO tab. We're going to narrow down that range. Okay, we've got him in under 5. So let's go like this, down to 15 or even 5. And we're going to start hitting all the planets. There we go. So we got him at 3. Now we're very quickly going to start moving because we were cloaked. So we start moving. We pop our probes. Go to our map. We're going to be putting our probes on planet 3. And we're going to do a very narrow bubble. So we got 2. And we're looking for, oops, in this case we're going to be looking for deployables. But normally you would have it on ships, and with a small bubble like this, we would have them possibly first pass. We want to scan him quick and then pull our probe so that hopefully he doesn't see us coming. Let's begin aligning. And we're warping. Pull your probes right away. Pre-click your weapons. We'll switch to our PvP, and in this case it's our loot. And grab him. Alright, so there we've tackled our miner. He's sitting at a moon. So we can see here we've got the mining beacon over here. The Athnar would be here, and we'd be in the moon field. We just reinforced it. Okay. So now, let's say he warped off to a safe spot. Alright. We're very quickly going to deploy our probes. Hit our map. Now, a safe spot is probably going to be in some of this dead space. Let's say he doesn't show up on our D-scan anymore. We'll max out our D-scan. Yeah, say we don't see the ship at the safe spot. So we're going to move our probe bubble so we can cover most of the space real quick. Oops. Alright, so we got something out here in dead space, so that's probably our guy. Let's zoom in on him. Let's begin aligning that way. Oh, we almost got him. The faster you can be with your probes, the more likely it is you're going to catch your target. Almost got him. So he might be out here regrouping, calling in his friends. We're going to hopefully land on him and melt them before anybody arrives or before he sees our probes. Remember, as soon as you have him, you pull those probes. So hopefully he didn't catch them, and you warp right to him. Let's pre-click our weapons. Now I'm using a Hecate, which is a pretty tough ship. It does not have the fastest lock though. Alright, so here's our procurer that got away. Lock him up and kill him. Okay? So at this point we call in friends, whatever. One thing that you can do is, if you're in the process of probing him down, you can have your fleet warp to you at 10 kilometers, and begin aligning towards whatever celestial you'll call out. That way you're all ready to warp, and you can actually fleet warp the group. So you can see I'm FC here. I can actually right click on something and warp fleet. I can right click on this, and if I was far away, it would say warp fleet, and it would warp the whole group of us onto our target. Alright, so now what we have on contract in the system are these little disposable hunter herons. You can actually see that they are dirt cheap, but they are insta-lock pretty much with a ship this size, and they've got dual scrams, so that anything other than a venture that's stabbed up, you're going to catch it. Now the idea is not that these guys are going to kill the target, but that they're going to hold them just long enough for the rest of the fleet to get on top of you and kill the target for you. With just an afterburner, so you can't be scrammed out, just an afterburner, you're still moving at 1100 meters a second. You've got some DPS to apply, and you've got some drones in case they get out of your range, and some jams if you have that skill. And these are alpha accessible, so you can make a new tune with 20,000 skill points injected, and so from your redeem queue or whatever, and they can jump in these and hunt the best of them. Okay, cheers.